Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Mission Snapshot. We are so thankful that you are here and that you've joined us. It's raining here in Tennessee, and I hope that wherever you are it's nice and sunny, because that's what we're looking for, is sunny weather right at the moment. We have Hannah, who is over monitoring our social media, and she will be dropping links down below throughout the show, as well as answering your questions and comments. So please feel free to drop them below and she will get back to you. Here in the studio with me, I have Veronica. She's back, and she's back today for part 2 of our story that we started last week on the Kadathur Evening School. And we've put up a map to refresh everybody's memory of where Kadathur is down in southern Asia, in India. And then we wanted to remind everyone where the school is. This is inside the Kadathur church. So we showed this last week when you were here.
Yeah, we had a couple stories.
Right. And before we get started with Veronica sharing about how the church has expanded, I wanted to share a little bit about a little boy that I met there last year before the changes to the school happened. And this is Madhubalan. He's in the brown shirt. And the reason why I wanted to bring him up is that we visited there on February 25th, which is my birthday, and cool. It was his birthday too.
How fun.
So we got a chance to share our birthdays together, and although he did not get any special cake or anything like that, he was very thankful to be able to have a meal. He's sitting here, and this is how the children line up every night for their evening meals, and you can see people serving the children. They sit there with their plates, and that's how they get there. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit. Veronica said I could do that at the top of the show, so I want to turn this over now for you to share.
Yeah, it's always nice to hear more about the children that we're actually helping, and any little information we can get about them is fun to hear. So yeah, as you see, he's sitting and he's waiting for his food. And at the time that you were there, the way that they got their food was by the Bible worker actually making the food at his own house, which was not next to the church, the school there. And he would make the food ahead of time, and he would bring it, walk through the village with his load of food,
and
we
have
bring it
a
all
video.
The way. Yeah, so we have a video of that. That's just a short clip from a longer video. So if you guys want to see more of it, please refer to the longer video. But this is a short clip just showing you what had to happen for them to get food.
All right, and Hannah's going to drop the link to that longer video down below. So let's take a look at how the food got to the Kadathur school.
And you can see that right behind their place, they've got these big pots and a wood-burning fire underneath. Because the evening school doesn't have its own kitchen, they're cooking the evening school food right here at their house. And then Bibin puts it on this cart and very carefully hauls it the half a kilometer over to the evening school every single day, 6 days a week. So this is the kind of commitment and effort that they put into running these things. I mean, we just send money. They're the ones that do the work, and they do it with a willing heart because they have a love for Christ and a love for his kids. So this is really exciting. This is really making a difference. I mean, it's not a lot of money. I think it was like $600, but what a difference it makes in the life of this family, and it encourages them to serve the Lord.
So that was, sorry for cutting that video off. It went a little bit longer than our little portion that we wanted to talk about. But you could see that that's what Bibin did every night, 6 nights a week.
6 nights a week. So he would cook at his own house. You see how big those pots are, heavy with food. And, roads are not like they are here. He didn't have a nice sidewalk to just wheel it down. So he had to maneuver over bumps and whatever was in his way to get to the church, and hopefully have not spilled any food, and then share with the children. So there was an obvious need
Right.
to have a setup where they could make the food closer to the church or right there in the
Right.
building. And so they decided, we really need an addition. We need to build something here. And so they started working on that. And here at Jesus for Asia, they saw that need, and so they started to think of how can we help with this. And so here this picture is showing where they kind of just drew the lines, sketched out where the addition needed to be.
Right.
And so as the funds were available to be put toward this project, things kind of got going, and they were able to start working on it.
Right. So at this point, I just want to say to our viewers that donations are the reason why we were able to put this on. So we do
Yes.
want to say thank you to the donors who donated toward this, that allowed us to have funds to be able to put this on.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And so what's happening here?
So this is the next slide after they received the funds, and they're needing to start working. So they had all of the materials purchased and brought over to the church. So you can see that there's brick and there's gravel and there's larger rock, so that as they dig everything up and they laid the foundation anyway, so they have all of the materials there to start building the addition. And they don't have equipment like we do here. So a lot of it, if not all of it, is done by hand. So, they
Right.
might have a few hand tools, but, it's just good old hard work. And so you can see a picture of them digging things out, adding water to the cement mixture to help with the
Right.
foundation, and
Right.
And just trying to get that started.
Right. So the next photo here.
Yeah, so this is after it's almost done. You can see there's still some building material, probably some finishing touches, but this is how it looked when the JFA team visited this year.
Right.
And the pink side is the addition.
Yeah.
That's the bright colors to make the children happy. We're going to say it to make them happy, but that's what it looks like from the outside. So the blue portion is the old church. That's
Right.
what was already there. And then the pink is the addition that
Right.
they added on. And then there's just some other pictures kind of showing. So this is the back door going into the addition.
Right.
And they added a bathroom because that was not attached to the church
Right.
at the time either. So this is helpful not just for church service, but for the children. You
Right.
have 40 kids in there, no close bathroom. So this is nice to have now. And then this is their kitchen setup. And so now they can prepare the food right there. It's basically a wood burning stove. You put the fire underneath and the square sections underneath. That's where you build
Right.
your fire. Set your pots on top, and
Yep.
you can cook right there.
Right. And so this is going to make this, I'm sure, it wasn't quite finished when we were there in February. And but it was almost close. So we did have a ribbon cutting, even though it wasn't quite finished,
Right.
because the team landed there.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to make sure that we
Have a
had a
special-
chance. Right. And
special
John,
ceremony for
right.
it.
And John Wood cut the
Yeah.
ribbon, and it was a lot of fun for everyone. And here you can see the children all lined up
Nice.
afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, they do have a little more work that was to be done. Maybe adding a water line, at least for the bathroom, so they have better access for that. But yeah, for the most part, that's what those wonderful donations helped pay for, and it makes it much easier for them to serve the community and serve the children now.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we just wanted to say thank you and to let you know that the addition was done.
Yeah.
And I think you were saying something about the color pink here in the U.S.
I know. I think that we need to decorate our churches the way they do there. I think it would be, a bold statement.
Yes.
Come visit us.
I know. You can definitely tell where the Seventh-day Adventist Church is
Right,
in the
let's
village of
stand out.
Kadathur.
Well,
Yes.
I don't know why we're blending in so much. I think we need to stand out.
I know. Yeah, so thank you for sharing about the addition to Kadathur, and thank you
Yeah.
for letting me share about Meduvalan. And Hannah, if she hasn't done so already, is going to drop a link to the evening school direct page, so that if any of you are interested in helping with other evening schools as well, there's information there. And we haven't talked about this for a while on our episodes, but I know that you're working on a program for sponsoring. So would you share a little bit about that?
Sure. So we have 20 evening schools now that we are helping fund and across India. And, it's not a whole lot that needs donated per child, per school, but added up over 20 schools, that is a lot that we're trying to support. And so your help, donors' help is greatly needed. And we have some special project ways that we're trying to do that. So like if you have a Sabbath school class or a Bible study group or just a group of people who would like a mission project to adopt, we have a setup for that to where you can adopt a school. And so as a group, you could help collect funds on a monthly or quarterly basis or something like that, and then bring them in. And we have some special pamphlets and materials that we can get to you if that's what you would like to do.
Okay, so at the link that Hannah has put down below, you can get information about all that and contact.
And contact information, absolutely.
Yeah.
Contact us via our email or call in or whatever and ask and get more information about that. We'd be happy to share.
Oh, that's great. So if you personally or a group that you're with would like to help sponsor a school or even half a school, there are ways that you can do that, and we encourage you to join us because these kids are fabulous. It's one of our favorite things is to go to an evening school because we can see what having Jesus in your life does.
Right.
And we've talked about stories of children whose lives have changed. So if you want to be a part of that, we would love to have you. Also, if you would like to learn anything about any of our other projects that we have, we invite you to go to jesusforasia.org, and you can click donate and get to where you can look for all the projects. And even if you don't have any funds at the moment during this time, if you would pray over the projects, that would be very helpful. We would love to have your prayers. So we thank you, Veronica, for sharing, and we thank you for joining us today. This has been your Mission Snapshot.